It is quite literally back-breaking work. Each load of rocks weighs more than 100 kilos. 32-year-old Mama A and the other women working here are part of China's booming manual labor force. Yet they earn just over $1 a day. Poorly educated, with 2 children to feed, and from an ethnic minority, Mama A says she has few other choices.
Because of poverty, we cannot afford the tuition to send our children to school, so we need to work.
Li Homa is a local school teacher. He says for students living in this area, life is more of a challenge than in other parts of China.
This area is very remote and mountainous. The fields are very barren. They cannot grow a lot of plants, and it's hard to get access to good produce in the outside world.
But this particular school has already proved vital at improving educational prospects, especially for girls. The local government and the International Labour Organization, through its Mekong project to combat trafficking in children and women, are supporting a program that gives teenage girls from remote villages a chance to improve their education. Before coming to this ILO-sponsored school, 14-year-old Li T stayed at home, helping her parents work in the fields.
My teachers in primary school told me that there's an organization that will help girls like me to attend middle school, so I got a chance to study here.
But many girls will not complete their education. Instead, some will head for the hustle and bustle of the provincial capital, Kunming. But the attraction of this rapidly modernizing city is, at times, an illusion, creating an often false belief that an easier and more prosperous life awaits. For many, that potential does exist. But for some, their vulnerability shows, exposing them to human traffickers with false promises of work, when instead, only deceit and exploitation await. Kunming's main train station, a busy and confusing place for someone not used to traveling through a big city. In order to help reduce the vulnerability, station staff are fanning out to warn young women of the risks of trafficking and labor exploitation. These young women are en route to neighboring Guangxi province. Friends have told them about some available jobs in a restaurant. The women have decided to travel as a group. Research has shown often the traffickers are also women, with the theory that it's easier for them to gain the confidence of another woman or teenage girl.
There are women traffickers who come here looking for girls from minority communities, and so we are able to recognize them and watch out for them.
With the link between migration and trafficking now increasingly established, the need for an accelerated program of public awareness is evident. Across town, the Yunnan Women's Federation, with support from the ILO's Mekong project, is providing migrant women with a place to receive job training and advice. This young woman is a beneficiary. Living in Kunming for about a year now, she's working as a cashier at a restaurant.
We are happy and lucky to find this center for women migrants. Whenever we have problems at work, we know we can come here for advice. And later, if any of our friends have problems at work, we can help them.
Although many choose to leave this picturesque countryside in search of a more prosperous life, not everyone wants to migrate. Here at the bottom of a long, dusty road is the village of Taiping, population 234. 58% are women. 25-year-old Long Jian Mei is one of them. She's been here 10 years, and she's staying.
Because my son was born several years ago, I like to stay at home and raise pigs or some other thing for our family and try to contribute to our family's development here.
In collaboration with the Yunnan Women's Federation, the ILO Mekong project has supported the establishment of a women's center here. Among other things, the women learn about safe migration and the threat of trafficking.
This women's center was built at the end of 2004 for all of the villagers to share. It's become a gathering point and a place where women can learn about trafficking prevention. The effect has been that the women in the village have become more open and are now more positive. Of course, the participation of the children and villagers is important because without their cooperation, none of this would be possible.
Not far away in Guoqing, another local government project with support from the ILO is underway. These children are learning about the dangers of trafficking through the Spring Bud program.
The newspaper photos are designed to let students visualize the sad effect of human trafficking, but also to let them think about how to protect themselves. If they can't protect themselves, they could become victims too.
This program has changed the way teachers and students interact. The students are much more active, and the anti-trafficking component is now correcting false perceptions that traffickers only target male children.
I think a trafficker is somebody who will cheat someone else to go to another place for the purpose of marriage or recruitment. At the other place, there will be nobody there to help, and it will be very hard for that person to be rescued from the trafficker.
As economies continue to shift focus, so too will patterns of migration. That doesn't mean an end to rural communities, but it does require the sustained attention of everyone in order to prevent human trafficking in one of China's most beautiful provinces.